Welcome to This Week in BJJ, the world's first and only live jiu-jitsu show. Brought to you by Zebra Mats, simply Z-Best. Q5 Labs, Stay Alpha. And Defense Soap, defend what you have built.
I was born in San Francisco in 1940. My martial art is in Cantonese Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Kung Fu is originated in China. It is the ancestor of karate and jiu-jitsu. It's more of a complete system and it's more fluid. Kung Fu can be practiced alone or with a partner. Practicing alone, they involve form. Some imitate a crane, a monkey, a praying mantis.
Oftentimes people come up and say, "Hey Bruce, are you really that good?" I said, "Well, if I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying."
Martial art has a very, very deep meaning as far as my life is concerned, because as an actor, as a martial artist, as a human being, all these I have learned from martial art. Ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do. I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky, and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of This Week in BJJ. I'm Budo Jake, and we just saw a nice little tribute to Bruce Lee because today is his birthday. He would have been 73 years old if he was still with us. So I have a few things to talk about today in the news, and we're also going to have the Mendes Brothers on in just a few minutes. But let's get to the news first. I've been getting a lot of emails, people asking about Black Friday. Of course, Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving in America, and Black Friday is the day that you often have the best sales, and we're having a sale actually Thursday through Monday. Everything in the store, with a very few exceptions, are 15% off, and if you spend over $150, you get a free hoodie. So check your email or check the Budo Videos Facebook pages, any social media, you'll see all those coupons posted there. Another thing that's going on Saturday, Majid Hage is the guy who's known for the baseball choke. He and I are doing a seminar out in Gracie Baja, Lake Elsinore. And if you're in the area, I'd love for you to come. It's a free seminar. It's a charity seminar. We're just asking for a toy in the amount of $20 to donate Toys for Tots. So please come out and share that with us. It'll be from 11 to 1 on Saturday, November 30th. Last news item, that is the IBJJF Pro League. This is the event that they have at the end of the year, and the guys that are invited are guys that have done very well throughout the year in their competition rankings. This year, there's going to be 4 divisions, as they did last year. In the smallest division, we have Caio Terra, Lercio Fernandez, Gabriel Moraes, and Barata. In the next division, we have Vitor Oliveira, Victor Estima, and 2 more guys not yet chosen. Third division has Tusa and Keenan Cornelius and 2 more guys. And finally, in the last division, Ricardo Evangelista, Gustavo Pires, Joao Rocha, and Pedapano is making a comeback. So that event will be broadcast on December 8th. It'll be a live show. $11.97 is the charge. It's going to be about 6 hours long. There'll be some coverage of the Long Beach Fall Open and the Pro League. Now let's get to the new products. 3 new things to show you this time, guys. First of all, we got the long-awaited Kaizen Athletic Gi. This thing has been in the making for about a year now. You guys might know Kaizen from the kettlebells and a lot of other products. This is a very good quality gi at a great price, $99.95, available now on BudoVideos.com. Secondly, we got Barata's best moves. Rafael Freitas is known for his specialty move, the Barata Plata, but he has lots of other good techniques from a ton of other positions. It's 3 DVDs, all available individually on Budo Videos. And finally, we have the Sambo Jiu-Jitsu Fusion. We filmed this a while back with Vladislav Kulikov, and a lot of you guys, a lot of our audience just trains jiu-jitsu, but there's lots of cool things in Sambo. In these DVDs, he covers throws, takedowns, groundwork, and leg locks. Lots of good stuff. All available on Budo Videos. Okay, guys, we'll be right back with the Mendes Brothers. Zebra Mats, the official mat sponsor of the world's greatest jiu-jitsu tournaments. The International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, Abu Dhabi Combat Club, and UAE Jiu-Jitsu trust in Zebra Mats for unparalleled safety, performance, and durability. For more information, please visit ZebraMats.com. Zebra Mats, simply the best.
This is your train station, your canvas, your metronome, your cable bridge, the steel threads of your past suspending the blueprints of your future. Your courtroom bench, you pass sentences to all those that accept mediocrity. You traverse the road less traveled, every win a friendly hitchhiker, every loss an unwanted stowaway. Your country. Defend what you have built. The natural ingredients in Defense Soap proven effective against grappling-related skin infections. Go to DefenseSoap.com to learn more.
Defend your arm! Defend your arm!
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm very happy to have our special guests, Rafa Mendes, Guilherme Mendes, and one of their students, Alex Cadena. Thanks so much for coming in today, guys. So it's been over a year since you've come on the show, and wow, a lot of things have changed. The studio has changed here, and you guys have a very successful academy. It's been over a year now. How has your first year in America been?
Really good. Yeah, like we moved here and our life changing, but for better. So we're really happy.
Yeah.
Our school is doing great. We have lots of students and new friends, and yeah, we are very happy.
I can tell that you guys are very excited about your kids' programs. And all your social media, I see pictures of kids all the time, and Alex is here too. What do you focus more on the kids than the adults?
I think we focus both. It's just like I think the kids are the future, so that's why like I know like these kids, they're gonna be there like with us like for a long time. Like I want to promote them as in a black belt and like help them like to build like their lives on the mat and also make them like better people, just like was for us. So that's why we focus on the kids. We do the same attention for the adults. It's just like kids are really special.
And you were children when you started jiu-jitsu too, right? What age did you guys begin?
I was 11 years old.
Yeah, and I was 12.
You was 12.
So you were Alex's age when you started.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better, Alex now at 11 years old, or you when you were 11?
Oh, Alex,
Alex,
for sure.
much better.
Much better.
He would smash us.
A lot of people think that your students only do barambolos. Is that true, Alex? Do you do barambolos all the time?
No, not most of the time.
So do you teach a wide range?
Yeah, like we have in the class schedule. They learn exactly the same thing that we teach for the advanced class. So we play bar on top, takedowns, everything. Like we make them ready for the competitions. Like, and it's not just about barambolas.
Yeah, we want to make sure they learn everything because jiu-jitsu is not just about berimbolo. It's a nice technique, but you need to know the foundation, basic techniques, and all the different areas like takedowns and passing the guard.
Right. So you've been focusing on your school for the past year, And a lot of people wondered how that was going to affect your competition performance. We saw when Cobrinha, he was dominating the competition scene, he opened up his school, and his performance in competitions declined a little bit. How are you guys finding balancing running a school and competing?
I think it doesn't affect. Like, to be honest, like, I feel like since we opened the academy, like, we're still doing really good in the competitions. And top level, you never know if you're gonna win or lose. It's always like a tough competition. We have a lot of guys training as hard as us. It's just like this year, like I think we did really good. Like, I still feeling like my jiu-jitsu is improving. I can finish now my fights like much more than before. Like, much more. I feel now like the competition, like, it's easier for me than before. Like, I feel my jiu-jitsu improving. Like, my mindset's improving, and let's see next year.
But don't you feel that if you didn't have to teach, you could focus on your training more and maybe even do better?
No, I don't feel, because we teach and train like since we were blue belts. Like,
yeah, a lot of people think like, we just started teaching jiu-jitsu when we moved here to California. Like, when we were in Brazil, we were teaching a lot at Ramon's school. Since blue belt, blue, purple, brown, and black belt, we were there teaching. So it's not something new for us, and we can't say we had no training for the tournaments. Like, we had a great preparation, but as you said, like, high-level tournament, you never know if you're gonna win or lose. You do everything that you can to prepare yourself, for that moment. But like, I think once you get to that high-level tournament, you need to be prepared, to deal with the situation when you lose. You can't let that situation affect you, in a bad way, like, make you be less confident or break your motivation, So we're pretty like used to this competition situation, because we have been competing since we were kids. I think now it's just see what we can do better for next year, and everything that's in the past, it's in the past. We can't change, but we can improve now so we can do better.
I think a lot of people were surprised to see that you competed at the Hickson Cup. We're usually used to seeing you at the big tournaments, the Pans, the Worlds, the ACC, but you both competed there. Why did you compete at that tournament, and how was your experience there?
Like, we always compete at that tournament. Last year was the first year that we didn't compete, because we were opening the academy and we were too busy. But I really like to compete in Japan. I love to be there, and it's a nice tournament. It's always good to fight, and especially a different country, like fight in Japan, like have like different people watching us and have the chance to share our moves.
Yeah, like since 2008, we go to Japan, like in the end of the year, to fight a tournament there. And I love being there, especially because, when we go there, we fight the tournament, we feel like all the Japanese guys and the Brazilian community there, like they like to show like their love, for the jiu-jitsu and for the high-level competitors. So it's a fun experience, and it's also good because we fight Pan Ams, we fight ADCC Worlds, a lot of pressure. When we fight the Hickson Cup, I feel it's a different environment, it's a different tournament. It's not like all the pressure of the world title, It's still a tournament. What's like, it's a serious tournament, and we wanna make sure we do good. But I feel it's less pressure than fighting, for a big title,
Right. And there's footage of your matches online, and there's one that a lot of people have generated a lot of interest, and that's a match with you, Guilherme. And you rack up 51-0 on this guy, and then you submit him. There'd be some people that might say, come on, you're so much better than this guy. Why not either choose to beat him by points or submit him quickly? But to do both, some people think it's a little too much. How do you respond to that?
What I feel like when I was on the plane going to Japan, like, I got there one day before the tournament, so I was scared about the jet lag. Just like I was thinking how it would like affect my performance in the tournament. But I was thinking about like this year and the years before, like, because I feel like not just me, but like almost everybody, like we have that thing, like you train really good, like you do everything that you have to do, but when you go to the competition, sometimes you win, but your performance is not the same
Like you
as in
hold
the
back a
academy.
little bit.
You know, like you hold back, you like. I tell these students all the time, like try to like fight in the tournament just like you do in the academy, and I try to do that too. Like it's not easy. I feel this is the hardest part, especially people that like to compete. And I was thinking about this all the time. Like I need to flow my jiu-jitsu. I need to use everything that I have. Like I need to show like the positions that I'm training. Like I need to like use, not go there like sweep the guy and stay there like holding to get the victory. Like not thinking about the victory. Like trying to show my jiu-jitsu, trying to show my techniques. I was not thinking about score like 50 points or like 40 points. I don't know. Like I was just thinking about flow my jiu-jitsu. And when I was the first fight, so I start fighting. Like I start feeling good, and I was flowing my jiu-jitsu using the techniques. Like I didn't, to be honest, like I was not trying to hold. I didn't see like the submission there. I was not trying to hold the second throw and really get the submission. I was just thinking about flow my jiu-jitsu and don't hold anything back.
Let's talk about that for a moment. It's rare that you see a point spread of 50 points, but it happens sometimes, 30 points, 40 points. And some people will say, wow, that guy is so much better than the other guy. But another way to look at it is, and I'm not talking about you in particular, but another point of view is that maybe that other guy's escapes were so good that he didn't get submitted, or maybe that other guy's, the guy who won, he couldn't submit him, so his submissions are weak. Because you see this with some guys that are really good at positions but not good submissions. What is your point of view when you see a big point range like that?
I think it really depends the fight, you know. So maybe the guy has a good escape. Sometimes you really can't find the submission, you know.
Because if you think about it, if the guy's really dominant, it should be 9-0. A takedown, a guard pass, a mount,
For
finish.
sure, yeah.
That would be the perfect fight.
I think
doesn't always
this
work out.
is the perfect fight, yeah. When you go there, like, you pass, like, and you finish the fight. But like I said, like, my mindset for that competition was different, like, was totally different than all the other competitions. Was like, I was trying to, like, just flow my jiu-jitsu and use everything that I have, like, in the competition. Trying to bring, like, the Guilherme training and to the competition.
That was really nice to see. I think people really respect it when guys show their jiu-jitsu and not just trying to hold and win by an advantage. So thank you for that. Guys, we do have a live chat, so if you have any questions for the Mendes brothers, feel free to ask. A few questions have already come in. Actually, we've got one for you, Alex. Jiu-jitsu wants to know, who is your favorite Mendes brother?
That's a hard one, Alex. You can't answer that.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Tell me one thing you like about Guilherme and one thing you like about Rafa.
One thing that I like about Hoffa is that his Baron Bulls are really good.
Thank you.
And Hoffa, his baseball chokes, and he's really good at smashing.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So you guys have accomplished so much in your competition career. You don't have anything else you need to prove. We were talking a little bit earlier about how you feel when your students do well in competition. So how do you feel if you could do well in the tournament next year or have a student win a world championship? Which one would you choose, Guilherme?
I would pick my student, for sure.
Why is that?
Because I feel like, now for me, like the way I see, like if I win one more world title or Pan Ams, like would not change anything in my mind. And a world title could make like my student could improve his life a lot.
Yeah, it would be like a life-changing experience.
Right. And I'm sure years ago, or maybe even at your first tournament at Black Belt, you felt nerves before the competition, you felt excited, adrenaline. What do you feel nowadays before a tournament?
I feel I have less pressure. I feel when I go to the competition, like the motivation that I have, like, is the same. When I'm very competitive. Like when I go to the competition, I want to win. I prepare myself. The training is the same. It's just like the emotion is not the same. Like I don't feel like that pressure or like really nervous before the tournament. I don't know why. I think it's just like I accomplished like this
Yeah.
this level that like now like I won the world title like 3 times. Like now when I go, I have different goals in life now. Like for sure, win more tournaments. It's one of these goals. But it's just like before was just win the tournaments. Like and now I have different goals that like takes away the pressure.
Right. So what is it now that makes you guys feel nervous?
I feel nervous when my students are
For
competing.
sure.
Yeah.
Like when I have a student competing, it's like I feel like so nervous, like a roller coaster here. in
Yeah.
my stomach.
When I have my students competing now, like I feel exactly like how it was like for me
In the
when I was a
beginning.
blue belt, purple belt.
Yeah. Definitely.
Interesting. So you guys are always wearing Ruka. How important is the Ruka brand to you guys?
Really important, especially because they are supporting us from the beginning, you know, since the beginning. It's not like they start supporting us when we start doing good. So they really believe that we will be successful, you know, and they wanted to help. Because I truly believe, like, if someone is sponsoring you in the beginning, it's because they want to help you to be successful, you know. They are not just supporting you because you're already successful. So we really appreciate everything they did, you know, helping us to grow, you know. And the support they gave to our school, you know, and everything. So.
And Pat, the founder of Ruka, is he a black belt?
Yes, he's a black belt and a very good friend of us. You know.
That's great. So let's go back to ADCC. You guys, Hafa, you competed at ADCC in Beijing this year, and had another super close match with Cobrinha. Went down to referee decision. It could have gone either way, but it was probably won on the feet by Cobrinha. And recently we've seen a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, particularly Gracie Baja guys, training a lot of wrestling. There's a Church Boys group where Romulo Bahal, Tavia Souza, AJ, a bunch of guys are going to train wrestling. And it seems like this is the new thing. Like, if we're equal on the ground, then I'm going to focus more on the stand-up. What's your perception? Do you think jiu-jitsu guys need to go to wrestling schools to train their stand-up?
I think it's more for the ADCC, not for like jiu-jitsu tournaments, but for the ADCC, because the rules are different. In the ADCC, the finals, you can't pull guard in the beginning of the fight. You get a negative point. So that's why they train more wrestling. So if they really need the takedown, you know, they're prepared. So I think the wrestling, it is important for the ADCC, but I don't think you need the wrestling if you're a jiu-jitsu competitor. You know, I think it's especially for that tournament.
How about the trend overall for guys to go outside of their jiu-jitsu school? Maybe Braulio Estima told me recently, but before a no-gi tournament, he'll train wrestling. Before a gi tournament, he'll go train judo. What do you think about if your students said, hey, you know what, I'm going to go over here and train judo, go over there and train wrestling? Would you encourage that?
I think, in my opinion, is like I did like this. Like I always train jiu-jitsu, like 100%. So I think it's when you like do too much, let's say, I see like a lot of people trying to do jiu-jitsu and wrestling and then judo, you know. I think you can't really focus 100% if you have too many things on the table. So you need to choose, like, you know, your main goal and really, like, focus 100%. So that's my opinion, I think.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the Meow Brothers. Meow Brothers are another dynamic duo from Brazil who have been doing really good. And you guys invited them to come train at your academy before the Pan?
It was before the Pan.
Yeah. And then something happened. And now they're, from what I understand, not allowed to train with you guys anymore. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened there?
No, they still allowed to train at my academy. Yeah. Like, we know them since they were blue belt in Brazil. They were always good. And we trained them many times before, like blue belt, purple belt, brown belt.
In Brazil?
In Brazil, in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, in Abu Dhabi, before the World Pro.
And I think they were brown belt. They went to our academy in Brazil.
They went to our seminar. Yeah. We had a big seminar in Rio Claro, and they went there. So
we knew them, like we had trained with them like many times before.
And they're doing really good. They are like lightweights. So it was a good training for us for the Pan Ams. So what happened was like right like after the Pan Ams, Keenan joined the team, you know, And then a lot of people thought like we were having problems because Keenan was there. So then after Keenan joins the team, we understand that like, you know, they always fight in the finals. But like we still have a very good relationship with the Meows, and anytime they want to come to our school, they are more than welcome. We have no problems with them.
Yeah, and we also have a really good relationship with
We
Kina.
understand like Kina and the Meows, they always fight. We have a good relationship with Kina. I was training with him every day for the ADCC, you know, and I really think like today this is normal. You train with someone and then eventually you have to fight against him. You know, I had to fight with like Bruno Frazato. He's like my brother, you know. We know each other for years. We are super good friends, like brothers. And I had to fight him. And our relationship is still the same, you know. And I fought like João in the ADCC, and we are friends still. Like nothing changed. I think you need to be professional, you know.
But don't you think that by training together, you get to know each other's game a little better? If you didn't train with him, would you have more of a chance to beat him?
I don't think if you train together, it will be different because, let's say, I'm going to fight against João, for example. We train together. I get to know his game. He gets to know my game. So it's still the same. So if I don't know his game and he doesn't know my game, and I know his game and he knows my game, it's the same thing, you know? So I don't think like training together and then you fight will change something.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
So you mentioned Keenan joining Andre Galvao's school in San Diego. At Andre's school, you see a lot of Atos logos around. At your school, I see more AOJ around. What is there any? Is AOJ part of Atos?
Yes. What do we do? Like we have our school, and the name of our school is Art of Jiu-Jitsu, right? So we have our logo, our website, and our school is part of the Team Atos. So as you guys see, when we fight the tournaments, we always fight as Atos because we are part of the team. But our school is called Art of Jiu-Jitsu, you know? So we have our school, and we are part of the Team Atos.
So right now you have the Mendes Brothers affiliation and the AOJ school. What do you see in the future, maybe for 2014 and beyond, in regards to your school and affiliations?
Yeah, right now, like we have two affiliates. We have one affiliate in Canada. It's called Budo BJJ, and one in Australia, Full Metal Jiu-Jitsu. So they are affiliated with us, and you know, our main goal is not to have lots of schools right now. We're focusing more on our school and the affiliates we already have. But for sure, like in the future, we wanna like, you know, focus more on this affiliate program.
So people always see you guys together. You're oftentimes teaching together. Whenever you go to a tournament, you're always together. But there must be some things you disagree on. What is something that you guys don't see eye to eye on?
We always disagree. Like something.
I don't know.
Like we always disagree. Like when we are like planning something, like sometimes he has his ideas, I have my ideas. Like
with the school, like
and
he
then,
wants
like,
one color, I want another.
Did you
color.
want black mats and you wanted white mats?
And then like
sometimes with techniques, I think it's good. He thinks it's bad. You know.
But we always talk, and then like in the end, so it's good.
Yeah.
So you've been teaching students in the U.S. for over a year now. What's the most common thing that you correct in beginning students?
With the white belts, I always tell them they can't go inside the closed guard. So if I can change something, like just one thing with the white belts, is to always tell them to always make sure if they are passing the guard, they keep one knee up, because they put both knees on the mat and then close guard or triangle.
Yeah, and when you are a white belt, like your defense is not as good, like to defend the arm bars, triangles, and the close guards. Really dangerous.
Yeah, if you watch the fights in the tournaments, you can see like a lot of times the white belts inside the close guard, you know. So yeah, if they're just one, you can only say one thing. I'll tell them, please keep your knee up when you're passing the guard, when you're between of your opponent's legs, so he doesn't close the guard or gets the triangle.
Yep, very good advice. We're going to talk about the new promotions in just a moment, but before we do that, any last things you guys wanted to talk about? Think about that for a second. I'm going to ask Alex a question. Alex, a lot of people say, like, how do these kids at the Mendes Brothers Academy, how are they able to spend so much time training? Because it seems like some of the kids are homeschooled and they just train out. Well, let me ask you this first. Who trains the most out of your kids? And how many hours a day or a week are they training?
Like all our kids, they train a lot because they're a very united group, so they go to school.
Most of them train every day.
Every day.
Train every day.
About how many hours per day?
I think most of them they do a workout in the morning, and then they do the competition class. Like the competition class that we teach, like it's a hard class. Like it's just like the advanced class for the adults. We teach for the kids.
Like very intense training.
Like it's like for physical
preparing
and drills
for the competition.
So morning class and an afternoon class?
Yes.
So about 4 hours maybe?
Yeah, we can say 4 hours.
And Alex, how about you? How many hours a day do you train?
About like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish you could train more, or is 2 hours good for you?
I wish I could train more.
Then you were not going to be able to play Call of Duty as much, though. Is that all right?
He doesn't do homeschool. He goes to school, but
right. So not all of the kids, not all the kids at your school are homeschooled.
Yeah. No, not all of the kids. Just some of them. Yeah.
All right. Any last things before we move on? Any seminars coming up or competitions?
Oh yeah, I have a seminar in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
In next week, and then one more here in US. And and I also would like to invite everyone to go to our school if they're around.
Yeah, and in the kids team, like our next goal is to win the Pan Kids next year in the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
like
one more time.
With was like 8 months teaching. Like we won this year, and was a great experience. Like I felt so happy, and now we have a stronger team. We have more like training partners. The kids got better, and I can't wait to see them competing like in the beginning of the year.
Got to defend that title.
Yeah, defend that title.
All right. Okay, it's that time in the show where we talk about new promotions. These are guys that recently got their black belts. If you or anybody else you know got their black belts, feel free to email us a picture, a high-res picture is best, to twibjj@BudoVideos.com. Let's talk about promotions. First up is John Magoo Villarreal. This guy lost a lot of weight, as you can see here. He's the guy in the middle, in the green shirt. That's his before picture, and there's the after. There he is on the right. He got his black belt from Claudio Franca. Next up, the judo Olympian Travis Stevens got his black belt from John Donaher. It'll be nice to see him in some of the black belt competitions. Greg Malta got his black belt from Milton Regis and Francisco Mansour. My friend Taiki Yamamoto got his black belt from Mitsuyoshi Hayakawa. This is the guy that does a lot of the translations for the DVDs that we produce that have Japanese audio tracks. And finally, Justin D got his black belt from Rafa and Guilherme. All right, that's all the new promotions for this week. We're going to go to the mats with the Mendes Brothers. And what are you guys going to show today?
Today I'm going to show a very nice variation of the berimbolo.
Nice. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Mendes Brothers.
Hello guys, my name is Rafael Freitas, better known as a Barata, and today we came here just to share with you guys some of my favorite moves. We're gonna be covering some attacks from the back, some attacks from the mount, side mount, and also something that people have been working a lot is the double guard pull. I hope you guys like, it's gonna be very interesting, and hope you guys be successful one day with those techniques.
Hey guys, welcome back to This Week in BJJ. Today we have special guests, the Mendes Brothers, and their student, Alex Cadena. So guys, what are you going to show today?
Today I'm going to show a nice variation of the berimbolo. Okay, so you can start. So I'm gonna start with the De La Riva, and I'm gonna control his leg here, control the ankle, so he doesn't move too much. And I'm gonna sit up and grab his belt. Okay. I always like to use belt control and the ankle when I do the berimbolo, because I feel I have more control. The guy's not moving too much, trying to step back. If I grab the collar, it's easier for him to break the grip, move his hip. This grip here is really hard for him to break. Okay. And it'll be easier to pull his hip and then put his hip on the mat. Okay. So I'm gonna pull the belt, almost making him post his hands, and then I'm gonna just drive him to this side here using my legs. So I go 1 and then 2. I put his hip on the mat. Okay, so let's turn a little bit. So if you guys see, I still have De La Riva position, because the De La Riva hook's here. My foot is right here on his hip, so he doesn't come back on top, because if I step on the mat, he's gonna go on top again. Okay, and I'll have to work hard again to put his hips on the mat. So I wanna keep him there, that's why I have my foot here. Now, I'm gonna use my grip here on his belt, and we're gonna pull, and I will spin, bringing my head right here on this space. You guys can see this space? I'll put my head there, okay? And a very good detail, when you spin, you can't give it space. So you can't go like this. So I'm gonna keep my shin right here on his stomach, okay? So from here, I'll pull the belt, start spinning, and I'm gonna use my shin right here on his stomach. Well, let's say when I get to this position, the guy's trying to escape, so he gets his space. He does a hip escape. Now I'm too far, it'll be hard to take his back. So I'm gonna use my knee, and then we're gonna go here. Okay, so I use my knee right on the back of his knee, and I grab his pants. Okay, I'm trying to drag his leg, to do the leg drag. Okay, I wanna get to this position. So let's come back there. So I pull the belt, and I spin. Boom, I wanna get here. Okay, I'm trapping his leg. Okay, using both of my legs, so he can't move. I have the grip here on his pants. Now, I have 2 options. I can drag his leg, circle my leg, and then go on top in the leg drag position. And the second option, the one we're gonna work, will be here. I'm gonna lift his legs, okay? And I'm gonna use the X on his leg. Okay, it looks like an X guard. Okay, so again, so from here, I'm gonna use the X. Now, if you guys see, his hip is touching the mat. I need to bring his hip right here on my chest. So I'm gonna use my grips and my legs. I'm gonna pull him towards me and kick him towards the roof. So it'll be 1 and then 2. Look his hip now, right here on my chest. I have the perfect angle to get the hook that I need to take his back. So right now, if he's stretching his leg, I'm gonna bend his knee. So I bend his knee using my legs, and now I circle my leg getting the hook. Now I just have to stretch his leg and use this knee here to push him to that side. I'll get this position. Very good control. You guys can see I'm hooking his leg and hooking this leg here. Seat belt, stretching out with the second hooking. Okay, I'll do one more time, a little bit faster. So you can start standing. So 1, hips to the mat. Now, I'm gonna spin and control his pants. So this hand here, I'm gonna switch to the other pants. Okay, so from here, I spin and I switch to this one. And look my knee right here on the back of his knee. Now I'm gonna lift his legs, get the X. Okay, I'm controlling his leg. Really important to use the X here so you trap the leg. Then from here, I'm gonna lift his hip, okay, using my legs and the grips. Boom. His hip is on my chest. Now, if the guy is stretching his leg, stretch it right here, I'll bend his knee and circle my leg, getting the hook. Now I just stretch my leg and I take his back. Okay, I'll show one more time, not explaining now, just one motion. Okay, so lift to the mat. Okay.
Very nice. Very, very detailed.
Yeah, good like leg work, you know. I have the grips all the time. The guy can't run away. and I use the leg work to take his back.
Excellent. So last time Keenan Cornelius was on, he showed some of the ways he likes to counter the berimbolo. What is something that you like to do when someone's setting up a berimbolo?
I always tell the students to don't let them put your hip on the mat. I think this is the first step, because every time your hip's on the mat, all the weight goes to your hip and your leg is become really light.
You're gonna be slow.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to defend, because your hip's here and then they start lifting your leg. When you see your back's on the mat, and then
I will be fast spinning, and the guy defending will be slow because he's here, hips on the mat. You know.
Okay. So what I like to do, I always control this pants here, because this pants here, he's gonna control the distance using this foot. So always elbow inside. I don't let him step on my hip. So try to step on my hip with my elbow inside all the time. Okay. So if he puts my hip on the mat now, put my hip on the mat. I use this elbow inside to push his leg away. So I create this space. Okay. And this detail I really like. If he keeps the De La Riva hook in, he's gonna take my back, because he starts twisting my knee. There's no way to escape. I post my hand on the mat and I stretch my leg. So I do like this. So again, but I have to control his leg first, because if I don't control his leg, when I try to stretch my leg, he's gonna step on my chest here and put my back on the mat.
And then spin again.
Okay. So controlling the pants, you post your hand, stretch your leg. When you see the foot's on the mat, you're gonna do like this. You're gonna step over, and we're gonna put in the position that we call leg weave. Okay, so I post my hand, I'm gonna do like this. One. Okay. Now I grab the belt and I post my leg in this position here. Okay. From this position, you stay tight, hook his leg, and stabilize. One more time, fast. So first detail, controlling the pants, using the elbow, okay? So don't let your partner step on your hip, okay? If he doesn't put your hip on the mat, you're gonna push the foot away, post your hand, and stretch your leg so the hook goes to the mat. Okay, now I go. One, I'm still posting my hand.
If I'm pushing him, he's gonna get the leg wave position.
Now I switch my grip to the belt, okay, and post my leg. Grab the collar so I can stay tight. Now, 1, 2, stabilize the leg drag position. Okay, that's how I like to do, especially this detail to stretch your leg to escape from the De La Riva hook. I think it's really important and can save your life against the berimbolo people.
Right. You can even do that when you're standing before he even applies.
Yeah, like if you use the detail, use like your elbow and your leg, this grip here, like your opponent will not put your hip on the mat.
Well, there you go, guys. An awesome berimbolo and a nice berimbolo counter. So thanks for tuning in, and we're going to be back in another couple of weeks with a new episode of This Week in BJJ. Mendes Brothers, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
See you guys next time.
That concludes this installment of This Week in BJJ. Watch and review past episodes on iTunes and YouTube. And then be sure to join us again right here for another live edition of This Week in BJJ. Brought to you by BudoVideos.com.